A Halloween night in 1984 would turn into horror. This is the story of Doreen Erbert. This story will eventually take us to San Jose, California. Now, San Jose's full name is actually El Pueblo de San Jose de Guadalupe. So I'm sure I'm not saying that right because I have an American accent, but just bear with me. Doreen Erbert was actually born Doreen Ray Hitchens on November 29, 1952 in Santa Clara, California. She would grow up to become a physical therapist, and in 1975 she would meet William Michael Dennis. They would get married shortly afterwards. William suffered from depression that was partly due to his hearing loss and stuttering. People that knew him said that he was often confrontational and unhappy. Despite this, he found happiness with the birth of his son Paul in 1976. Due to William's mood swings, Doreen decided to file for divorce and was granted full custody of Paul in 1977. In 1978, Doreen would meet Charles Erbert after her car broke down. Charles owned a successful carpet business, and the two would later marry that year. They would soon have a child of their own, daughter Deanna, in 1979. After this new marriage, Doreen was still able to co-parent with William without issue. Unfortunately, in February 1980, 3-year-old Paul would fall into the family pool. Doreen knew he was playing in the backyard while she did chores, but thought the pool was secured. Unbeknownst to the Erbert family, there was a hole in the fence that led to the pool. Doreen ran to a neighbor's home for help, and Paul was rushed to the hospital where he was placed on life support. On February 13, 1980, Paul Michael Dennis would pass away. This devastated William, who blamed Doreen for their son's death. In the custody agreement, William was only able to come visit his son Paul and not take him by himself, so he felt that if he would have had his son, then this would never have happened. In 1982, William filed a wrongful death suit against the Erberts, but the judge ruled against him. William's name would no longer be a part of their family for 2 years, and the Erberts moved on with their lives. After multiple miscarriages, Doreen found herself pregnant with a baby boy in 1984. The boy was to be born in early November. William, who lived close to the couple, was made aware of this pregnancy, and this added on to his already hard life. In the years since his son's death, he was fired from his tech job and making less money at the newer one. He had still not gotten over his divorce from Doreen or the death of his son. On Halloween night in 1984, Charles took Deanna trick-or-treating. Doreen was heavily pregnant and decided to stay home to pass out candy. He later brought Deanna back home and decided to go to the store. Around 9 p.m., there was a knock on the Erberts' door, and Doreen answered. She was immediately attacked by a man in a wolf mask wielding a machete. She yelled to her daughter to hide as the man told her he was going to end her life. After the attack, the man fled and threw his mask in the yard. Charles would discover the grisly scene and call 911. The following accounts are very graphic, so I just wanted to warn you. When Charles arrived home, he noticed his bloody wife lying in the entranceway and his newborn son in the living room. He initially thought Doreen suffered a miscarriage, but then noticed her severed left arm beside the baby. He attempted to stop his wife's bleeding and somehow saw his daughter hiding in the living room. He took her to the kitchen where she would not see anything and awaited for paramedics. Once police arrived, they noticed Doreen still had a pulse and placed her in the ambulance. She passed away on her route to the hospital. Police noticed Charles hysterical, bloody with alcohol on his breath. He was arrested and taken in for questioning. He was later let go once police theorized that he was innocent. While looking for more evidence, police also found the wolf mask and was made aware of Doreen's previous marriage to William. Police went to interview him in the early morning of November 1st. William was seen with an injury to his right hand, to which he told police he cut himself while playing with a knife. He eventually agreed to a search of his house, and police found drops of blood in his garage, on some clothing, and in his truck. He was then taken to the station where he denied killing Doreen. Police asked William about Halloween costumes he might have worn in the past years. While he mentioned a lot of them, he never mentioned a mask. However, police were able to obtain a picture of Mike wearing the same wolf mask found at the scene. A further search of William's home would produce a receipt for a machete, 2 homemade coffins, 2 anchors, and a body bag. Police believed that William was going to drown both Charles and Doreen like his son had been drowned. William was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. His trial began in July of 1988. According to testimony by Dr. Benson, a psychiatrist that spoke with William, he stated that William felt Doreen was not sad enough about their son's death. He said she should have jumped in to save her son instead of running to the neighbor's home for help. He believed she wanted their son to drown to get William out of her life. William was found guilty of both murders and sentenced to death, where he still remains. He is actually in the same prison that Scott Peterson is in. Deanna and Charles are both still alive, and here's a picture of them. The unraveling of one man led to the death of a woman and her unborn son. I do wonder if Paul hadn't died, would William have committed this horrible crime? In the end, Halloween of 1984 changed the lives of Charles and Deanna forever. May Doreen and her unborn son both rest in peace.